What is it truly like to live here in Lakewood Ranch? Everyone talks about how it's the #1 master plan community in the country, but very few people are talking about the real day-to-day experience, the lifestyle, the trade-offs, the growth, and the things that buyers only discover after they're moving in here. Today I'm going to show you the side of Lakewood Ranch that most videos miss and help you figure out whether this place truly fits the version of Florida that you're imagining. Welcome back, I'm Ryan Zackos, a Sarasota native and right now living in Lakewood Ranch with my family. I'm a real estate broker and I started this relocation focused company with my father who retired from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office after 25 years of service. We view it as a privilege to help you in your move and we would love the honor to talk to you about that relocation process. So my contact information is below, and then we also have some amazing resources, some free guides for you to download on our website, and that link's in the description as well as below. All right, now let's get into the video. I'm going to start with the geography of Lakewood Ranch and why that alone has played such a huge role in its growth. Then we'll dive into what it actually feels like to live here, the downtowns, what the housing's like, what you can get for your money regarding that housing, the costs associated with living here, who chooses Lakewood Ranch, and the honest cons that you need to know before you move. So let's start with that geography because it's more unique than people realize. Lakewood Ranch sits just east of I-75 and it stretches across both Manatee and Sarasota counties. On a map, it looks close to the coast, but in reality, you're probably about 8 to 15, 20 miles inland. That matters and it shapes both the lifestyle and the cost of living here. From here, it's roughly about 30 minutes to downtown Sarasota, 30 minutes to SRQ Airport, an hour to Tampa, about 30 minutes to St. Pete. So you not only have easy access to Sarasota and everything that it offers, but everything that the big cities offer as well, like professional sports, the major concerts, incredible restaurants, all the arts, all within 1 hour from here in Lakewood Ranch. Another huge draw for relocation buyers is the travel access. You have 4 major airports all within an hour from your front door. And of course, the beach, we can't forget the beach, about 35 to 40-ish minutes away. But here's something most people don't realize. From Lakewood Ranch, you have nearly equal access to both Anna Maria up in northern Manatee County and then also to Venice Beach. And even though those beaches are 40 miles apart, that 10-minute difference in either direction gives you a rare level of flexibility that nothing else can offer here on the Gulf Coast. So even though Lakewood Ranch isn't that beach town, the access to beaches is still absolutely fantastic. But what Lakewood Ranch is one of the most complete self-contained communities in the country, with more being added constantly. So Lakewood Ranch isn't just a city, or isn't a city, it's truly an ecosystem. It's a master plan environment designed from the ground up across 33,000 acres. The developer Schroeder Manatee Ranch pre-plans every village, every roadway, every amenity center, every commercial district before a single home is built, and that makes it really unique in that master plan concept. Because of that planning, daily life here fits inside a 15-minute bubble with shopping, dining, fitness, medical care, A-rated schools, sports complexes, golf, farmers markets, events. There's so much going on, and people who live in Lakewood Ranch rarely need to actually leave Lakewood Ranch. And honestly, many people don't even want to. Now, let's talk about the lifestyle for a second. It's where Lakewood Ranch actually sets itself apart. There are multiple downtown style areas. Each has its own personality. The original Main Street has that classic small town stretch with the restaurants and the small boutiques, the old school movie theater, the ice cream shops. They have the First Friday festivals, live music, and that slower walkable feel than like downtown Sarasota, for example. Then you have Waterside Place, which has become the new staple. It sits right on Kingfisher Lake in Sarasota County in the south side and feels like a true modern lifestyle destination. It has that quiet streets, but the sidewalks get packed. It has yoga on the green, Sunday's farmer market, waterfront dining, live music, and it has the nonstop events as well. So if you're someone who wants that instant social life, Waterside delivers. Now, if Lakewood Ranch doesn't check all your foodie and shopping boxes, and right around the corner from Lakewood Ranch is UTC. It's one of the most dynamic commercial corridors on the Gulf Coast of Florida. You have organic markets, national fitness clubs, juice bars, boutique shops, and over 100 restaurants and every national retailer that you could imagine. UTC also draws a younger professional crowd, which adds energy and a variety to the community. So very unique with the proximity into Sarasota UTC from Lakewood Ranch and all that's surrounding. All of these pieces together create that lifestyle that's very hard to replicate anywhere else in Southwest Florida. Now, let's talk about housing because this is where Lakewood Ranch becomes very unique in and of itself. You now have more than 50 plus neighborhoods here, everything from entry-level townhomes, those in the mid-300s, to luxury estates over $5 million. You have villas, single-family homes, maintenance-free communities, condos, and active older adult villages as well. What a lot of people don't realize in Lakewood Ranch is that it has been built in phases, almost in eras if you want to think about it from that perspective. So the early neighborhoods like Summerfield and Greenbrook feel a little bit more established with mature trees and some traditional layouts. Then you have the mid-era communities like Central Park, Mallory Park, Bridgewater. They introduced more amenities and a modern design, but not as amenity-rich as some of these newer ones. And then you have the newest wave like Waterside, the Star Farms, Lorraine Lakes, Calusa Country Club, Del Webb's, built around lifestyle-first planning and large amenity center campuses. Most villages are production builder neighborhoods here in Lakewood Ranch. You can personalize your home depending on the community, but you're not designing a custom floor plan unless you're in one of the true luxury enclaves within Lakewood Ranch here. The median home price in Lakewood Ranch is in the 600s, averages a little bit higher in the 7s and 8s because of the new construction and luxury inventory. If you're in the $400,000 to $600,000 range, which is very common, you still have incredible options here, especially in villages like Lorraine Lakes and like Star Farms, and even those 55 plus communities like Del Webb. Now, let's talk about some costs. We're going to start with the CDD fee. Every village in Lakewood Ranch has a CDD, apart from maybe just one or two. With those, actually don't offer really any amenities. A CDD is a community development district fee built into your property tax bill. It covers long-term infrastructure, and in newer communities, it actually pays off the bond that funded the roads, the utilities, and even the amenities there for that community itself. So older villages like Summerfield and Greenbrook, we talked about earlier, have already paid their bond portion off, so their costs are lower. And the newer villages often have higher CDDs, but they also have those brand new amenity centers and even larger amenity centers than obviously the older communities, and a more modern infrastructure as well. HOAs vary dramatically here. You have communities with fees as low as $100 per year and other with over $1,000 per month, especially with those bundled golf communities. Most amenity-rich communities fall somewhere in that $300 to $400 a month range. Now, insurance is a big one here in Florida. Because Lakewood Ranch is inland, it sits at a higher elevation, and most neighborhoods are not in flood zones. Flood insurance is optional and usually very inexpensive. And since those homes were also built under new hurricane codes, the property insurance tends to be significantly lower than a lot of those coastal Sarasota or Venice communities. Now let's talk about who's actually living here in Lakewood Ranch. Lakewood Ranch is one of the most diverse resident mixes in Florida. You'll find young families chasing A-rated schools. You'll find dual income professionals relocating from larger cities. You'll find retirees looking for active lifestyle, and you'll find snowbirds who want that low maintenance living. The schools also play a major role in demand for long-term resale value, especially here in Lakewood Ranch. So even if you don't have kids, being in a strong school zone almost always influences appreciation for the area. The common thread here is the lifestyle. Everything is intentional, from the clubs, fitness classes, sports leagues, events, social groups, pickleball leagues, parks, the 150 miles of trails, the farmers markets. It's all designed to make it easy to plug in without feeling isolated or even having to start over from scratch. So it's a social network built in. Now, if you've worked with me before, you'll know that I'm always going to be transparent. And this is not perfect for everyone. First, everything looks the same common isn't entirely wrong. Many villages use the same builders, the same color palettes, and have stricter architectural guidelines. If you want mature oaks, the winding roads, the custom-built homes, you may need to look specific pockets within Lakewood Ranch or older established neighborhoods in Sarasota, in that like middle central Sarasota or even South Sarasota, and I'd be happy to point you in the direction for those communities. Second, because Lakewood Ranch is newer, you don't get that established canopy feel in that see in some of these older neighborhoods. And shade matters in Florida. A lot of buyers don't realize how much the shade matters until you walk under those mature oak trees and instantly feel that temperature drop, especially here in the summer. And then third, the beach is not a right around the corner. It's a reality. If you want to be at Siesta 3 or 4 times a week, this might feel a little too far inland, and that's absolutely fair. And for others, with beaches 30 to 40 minutes away, that's a non-issue because the lifestyle inside Lakewood Ranch is the primary draw for them. Now, fourth, growth. Lakewood Ranch today will not look the same in 5, 10, or even 15 years from now. More villages are coming and more commercial areas, more traffic surrounding the roads. There is also a massive Southeast Lakewood Ranch expansion planned. I think Pulte just bought their first little section there, and over 4,000 acres with new villages, parks, and commercial space. It's not here yet, obviously, but it will come, and it's shaping the long-term growth, the schools, property values for the years to come here in Lakewood Ranch. Now, traffic inside Lakewood Ranch is generally manageable within Lakewood Ranch. The real congestion happens when you head west into Sarasota or toward the beaches. So depending on your daily routine, your experience may feel very different from someone that's commuting downtown every day versus just staying in Lakewood Ranch. So is Lakewood Ranch right for you? For a lot of people, yes. It's the perfect blend of suburban comfort, modern amenities, great schools, long-term stability. But for others, the uniformity, the distance from the beach, and the newer construction feels pushes them toward places like Venice or Sarasota, maybe even Palmer Ranch or Welland Park. The only way to know is to look at it through the lens of your lifestyle and your budget. So if you're relocating, if you're comparing new construction, or if you're trying to figure out which neighborhood matches your priorities best, please reach out. I would love to talk to you and help you in this decision. This is what I specialize in every day. I do appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.